Greetings. I'm, as always, the one and only Mr. Grimreaper Fallen 2 with Dark Knight 987. Tonight, me and Knight are gonna go back in time and review the 1994 classic, The Crow, and its 2024 bullshit, shitty fucking remake. Did the 2024 win this round, or did the 1994 one still remains the greatest film of all time? We're going to answer that here in a moment. It's time to knuckle up. Welcome to another edition of Film Fights. Enjoy the review. What's going on, you guys? I'm, as always, Mr. Grimreaper 2 with the one and only Dark Knight 987. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to knuckle up once again as we're giving you another edition of Film Fights. It's been a while since we've been around here, stuff like that. But I was supposed to have done this review last year, but I didn't get a chance to because really I didn't have any of my stuff last year or anything. There was a bunch of hell that went down, and you already know about everything already. So tonight we are going to talk about the 1994 classic The Crow, and its really, really dumb and shitty remake. Was it 2020? But really, did the 2024 one suck? Was it all that bad? You motherfuckers are about to find out here in a moment. So strap in. It's time to knuckle up. Let us start with the introductions first. The 1994 film was directed by the legendary Alex Proyas. It stars the late Brandon Lee, Ernie Hudson, and Michael Wincott. And one of the greatest songs was created by one of the greatest bands to ever come out of the United Kingdom in over years. If you have not listened to that soundtrack, please listen to the original 1994 soundtrack, because it's really good. While the bullshit one was directed by Rupert Sanders, stars Bill Skarsgard, FKA Twigs, and Danny Houston. And I'm gonna tell you why this movie sucks so bad here in a little bit when I go through it. So, alright, let's start again. Remember, we talked about this movie once before during season 1 of Ripped, of the Silver Screen. But we're going to go through it again because I wanted to talk about the 2024 film and this is kind of a re-review, kind of, sort of. But here, remember, there's going to be spoilers for both of them, and this is a Film Fight, and there is going to be spoilers. So if you have not seen the 94 one or the 2024 one, please pick them both up on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, or watch them online somewhere, or So, all right, starting with the 1994 version. Let's get into the plot here. So, on Devil's Night, in a crime-ridden, decrepit Detroit, a young woman named Shelley Webster is raped and critically wounded, while a rock musician fiancee, Eric Draven, is shot and thrown to his death from the window of the loft apartment. Police Sergeant Albright confirms Sarah, a young girl the pair cared for due to her neglectful mother, and accompanies Shelley to the hospital, where she eventually dies from her injuries. And narration states that the legend of a crow that carries souls to the land of the dead, and the person passed in tragic circumstances, the crow can resurrect the restless spirit to enact closure or retrospect revenge. 1 year later, Eric is resuscitated by a crow. Disoriented and distressed, Eric returns to his ravaged loft apartment and experiences flashbacks of the murders. A gang of men made up of Tintin, Funboy, T-Bird, and Skank. All four of these fuckers got what was coming to them. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Targeted the pair because they were protesting forced evictions in their apartment building, which the gang's leader, ruthless crime boss Top Dollar, intended to seize. Realizing that any injuries that he suffers are immediately healed, Eric dons black and white face paint and sets out to avenge himself and Shelley, guided by the crow. The crow leads Eric to Tintin, whom Eric stabs to death. Nick travels to the pawn shop where Tintin had pawned Shelley's engagement ring. Remember the guy from Bushwhack that played the FBI agent John Polito? He's in this movie as well as the pawn shop owner. Eric uncovers the ring and blows up a shop, but shares the owner named Gideon, who is played by the late John Polito. So he can alert Top Dollar's men that Eric is coming for them. Albright begins investigating the apparent vigilante disturbances, while Eric finds Funboy taking drugs with Sarah's estranged drug addict mother, Darla. He gives Funboy a fatal overdose and purges the drugs from Darla's body, instructing her to get clean for Sarah. Eric visits Albright and confirms his suspicions regarding the vigilante's identity. Albright informs Eric that he stayed with Shelley until she died. Witnessing the 30 hours of suffering she experienced, Eric touches Albright, absorbing the pain Shelley felt. Eric next targets T-Bird, killing him in an explosion. The following morning, Sarah and Darla reconcile, and Sarah reunites with Eric at his apartment. That evening, Top Dollar holds a meeting with his associates to discover his plans to burn the city down to the ground on Devil's Night, which is October 30th, by the way. Eric arrives for Skank, but a gunfight erupts, ending with Eric throwing Skank from a window to his death, and Albright assisting Eric in escaping from the pursuing police. Top Dollar, his lover and half-sister Micah, and his right-hand man Grange escape. Micah, whatever her name is, correctly hypothesizes that the crow is the source of Eric's immortality. Content with his vengeance, Eric gives Shelley's engagement ring to Sarah and returns to his grave. Grange abducts Sarah as she is walking home and takes her to an abandoned church with Micah and Top Dollar, who takes Shelley's ring. Eric is alerted by her plight by the crow and rushes to rescue her, but is ambushed by Grange, who wounds the crow and rendering Eric vulnerable. Albright arrives and kills Grange, while Micah attempts to take the crow for its immortality. Claws her eyes out, causing her to fall to her death from the bell tower. Top Dollar retreats to the church roof with Sarah, where he fights and badly wounds Eric. Eric transfers Shelley's pain into Top Dollar, causing him to stumble off the roof and being fatally impaled on a gargoyle. Sarah and a wounded Albright are recovered from the church, while pained Eric goes to Shelley's grave, where spirits arrive to comfort him and return to his body to rest. Sometime later, Sarah visits the grave where the crow gives her Shelley's ring, thus ending the original crow. Okay, so we did talk about the at least I think, when did that review come out? What, 6 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. It's gotta be around there.
When we did when we did season 1 of Ripped, we
Right.
did talk about it.
We did.
Um, but before we talk about the original one again, before we do our re-review of the original one, we're gonna go into the shitty one
The crap one, yeah.
from last year. Okay, God help me. All right, here we go. All right. All right, so here we go. This is the shitty one. Eric, an addict with a troubled childhood, struggles with life and nightmares at a rehabilitation center. See what I mean about this is the shitty one?
Yeah.
Shelley, a musician. So, let me see if I get this right.
No, they
They changed places. Because if I remember correctly, Eric Draven was the musician, not Shelley.
yeah. Okay, yeah, bad start. That's already a bad start right there.
Shelley, a musician with similar issues, receives a video on her cell phone from her friend Zadie that incriminates Vincent Rogue, a crime lord posing as a music aristocrat. Choosing to save the video despite knowing that possessing it would lead to her death, Shelley attempts to go into the hiding but is immediately pursued by Rogue's henchmen. They break their pursuit when Shelley is arrested for drug possession. Zadie is captured and interrogated by Rogue, who reveals that centuries earlier he had made a pact with the devil to send innocent souls to hell in exchange for eternal life. He forces Zadie to kill herself by whispering incantations into her ear. Shelley is sent to the same rehab where Eric is situated. The two become smitten with each other and bond over time. Excuse me. When Marion, Rogue's right-hand woman, suddenly appears at the institution, Shelley panics and convinces Eric to help her escape. They take refuge in the vacant home of one of Shelley's friends, and the two quickly fall in love and attempt to live a carefree life together, but are soon found by Rogue's men and murdered. Eric awakens in a purgatory like rail yard where Kronos, a spirit guide, explains that Eric will have to kill Rogue to be united with Shelley. Revived and possessing the ability to heal from injuries, Eric visits Sophia, Shelley's mother, who was present with Marion at the rehab center. Sophia reveals that she made a deal with Rogue, wealth in exchange for Shelley's soul. After Eric leaves, Rogue visits Sophia to inquire about Eric, but forces her to jump off the roof when she revealed that she regretted their deal. Eric proceeds to hunt down and kill several of Rogue's men and finds Shelley's phone with the incriminating video revealing that Rogue had previously forced Shelley to kill a woman. Suddenly, doubting his love for Shelley, Eric loses his ability to heal and is killed again. To return to the afterlife, Eric makes a deal with Kronos to take Shelley's place in hell in exchange for another chance to kill Rogue. Rogue learns of Eric's supernatural abilities and orders Marion to lure him to them in order to seize Eric's power. Eric tracks Marion to an opera house, savagely killing all of Rogue's men to reach her. Marion reluctantly discloses Rogue's location before Eric decapitates her. Rogue subdues Eric and attempts to steal his powers before Eric transports them both to the afterlife, where he quickly finishes Rogue and saves Shelley's soul. After a brief reunion between the lovers, Shelley survives on the night of their deaths and then mourns for Eric after Kronos, disguised as a medic, tells her that he gave his life for her. Eric accepts his fate, content in his belief that their souls will one day find each other again, thus ending this bullshit, crap, fucking piece of garbage fucking movie. Alright, before we get back in to the real fucking movie, to the real good one, let's first talk about this bullshit and why it pisses me off so. This movie is basically a John Wick knockoff. That is basically what the fuck this movie is. This has nothing to do with the original source material. This had nothing. I knew when I saw the trailer for this, I knew this movie was bullshit. The original trailer came out 2 years ago, in 2023, when they were making this piece of crap. And when we found out that this piece of crap was being made, this movie sucks major ass. They treated Shelley like shit. They made Eric Draven a fucking drug addict. They decided to change the fucking story every which way. That is not how it is in the comics. That is not how it was in the original. What I loved about the original movie, because I want to bring that in right now. I want to bring that in. The original movie had so much going for it. It had its dark tones. Dude, the original movie, even the city was so much better. The city of Detroit looked horrifying. Looked like its own character in the original movie. This one, it's all bullshit. This movie pisses me off to a point where I just hate this crap. I hate. Me and Knight knows that I do not like remakes one fucking bit. I fucking hate remakes. What they did. One of the other reviews that we talked about. They talked about one of the other reviews that we talked about, Dredd, which was the remake to Sylvester Stallone's Judge Dredd.
Yes.
Dredd was a piece of crap too. I don't give a fuck what any of you assholes say. Dredd, the Keith Urban, fucking or whatever the fuck you want to call his ass, the Carl Urban Dredd sucked. I hated it. It was stupid. Just like I hate this piece of shit. Bill Skarsgard does whatever does the best he can with what he is given in this damn movie. I feel so bad for him because he has to deal with this bullshit fucking script, because the script sucked. Even the original director, Alex Proyas, said they shouldn't have never ever remade The Crow. They fucked up. This dude, this fucking asshole, Rupert Sanders, fucked up because he's an idiot and he doesn't know what he's doing.
Nope.
At least Alex Proyas knew what the project was. He knew exactly how it was meant to be, which made it into a cult classic like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was so good. And also, Alex Proyas says that this new Crow movie does not one damn bit. This movie is like this movie is telling the memory of Brandon Lee to go fuck off. That's basically what this movie is.
Yes.
This movie is a fuck you to the memory of Brandon Lee, and it's disappointing as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm not gonna go through the plot for the original Crow because I did that already, and all the way back in season 1, ripped. But what I can tell you is, the Crow, you goddamn right, wins film fights, wins this round. The Crow, the original Crow, gets a 10 out of 10, while its bullshit remake gets a 2 out of 10.
There we go.
The original is so much better than the remake. They should have never fucked with the original Crow at all. And that's my bank on it. But what is your thoughts on it, dude?
Well, here's the thing. Yes, I stand. So, Mr. River, Fawajin and myself, we both agree on that. I too am in the same boat. I don't like reboots. The originals are better.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he's saying. The original, you gotta go with the original. So you cannot. And yes, Ben made me a hell of a pro. Skarsgård, he tried. But
Yeah, he tried, but failed big time.
The classics, you know what I'm saying? And as many of y'all know, randomly died during the making of this film. God rest his soul. And his dad, you know who his dad was, famous martial artist, Bruce Lee. Many of his movies as well, I know about that.
2 people died during the making of the original, right? The girlfriend, the girl that played Shelley, is she still alive or no?
Let me see.
Because I know 2 people died during the making of that movie.
Yeah. So she's a Shelley Webster. No, she's still alive.
Oh, she is? Oh, never mind then.
No, yeah. You know that Brandon Lee was one that, was accidentally killed. Anyway, but yeah, I gotta go with the classic role, man. You cannot replace the classics. You cannot. And the reboot was not necessary. There was no need for a reboot. That just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Reboot, you got my dislike, thumbs down, I'm sorry. Go with the 1994, go with the classic. The classic, I raise your hand victory, ring the bell. The classic is the winner.
Yeah.
So I'm calling for the bell.
Yeah. Bell sounds, and then the original wins this round of film fight. And then also, what also makes me mad, what also makes me upset, is that they had to drag poor Ozzy Osbourne into the making of this crappy movie. He had to do a song with Post Malone and who's that douchebag that hangs out with The Rock? Travis Scott. I hate that dumb son of a bitch too. But if you don't want to listen to Travis Scott's little bullshit rap on that fucking song, there is literally somebody actually literally threw out his goddamn verses in that song, and it's just Post Malone and Ozzy Osbourne singing the song, and it's so much goddamn better than the original. So we lost Ozzy Osbourne earlier this year. But I am ashamed to say that I hate the fact that they dragged him through that they dragged him into the making of that stupid song for this movie. You can hear it in the trailer when you watch the trailer. Listen to that dumbass song.
Yeah, you'll hear it.
But yeah, it's a piece of shit. It's not worth listening to. If anything, watch the original Crow. Don't worry about the 2024 version. Watch the original, because the original is so far more better, so far more superior than this bullshit, than the 2024 one. And I gotta tell you this, to the people that made this movie, that directed the 2024 version of The Crow, Bill Skarsgard, I'm not going to include him in this because I know he was trying to do his job, trying to do the best he could. FKA Twigs, I am going to fucking include her ass in this because she played a terrible Shelley Webster. The villain in this movie sucked ass too. So, to everyone who made this movie except Bill Skarsgard, I got one thing to say. Fuck you. Fuck you very much. And have a wonderful day.
There it is.
I'm gonna by the way, this review is going to be dedicated to both the memories of Ozzy Osbourne and Brandon Lee. Thank you guys very much for giving us. Thank you, Ozzy, for all the music you've given us over the past couple of years, and then also Brandon Lee. Thank you for bringing that dark tone to the 1994 version of The Crow. So with that, I am Mr. Grimreaper 2 with Dark Knight 97. I'm gonna send the 2024 version of The Crow straight back to the bowels of hell where it fucking belongs.
Exactly.
And as always, I'm Mr. Green from 2 with Dark Knight 97. And to the asshole that made the original Crow, I'll see your punk ass in the afterlife. That made the 2024 version, mind you. Not the original. This piece of shit. I'll see your monkey ass in the afterlife, motherfucker. As always, peace.